Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and thank you guys for watching per usual. This segment I just wanted to talk about mother-daughter relationships. So I have my mom on. Say hey, mom.
Hello.
She's a little further from the light because it's a little bright, so that's why she's looking dark back there. But come in some. Okay, it's not doing anything. But I just simply wanted to share our dynamic. A lot of people I do know that um admire our relationship from afar. They really admire how I go hard for her. And it's been something that I never had to think about. It's always been like an automatic thing. And it's so funny because the older I get and the more stories I listen to, it's like, oh, so everybody isn't like that with their mom. So it's very foreign for me. Excuse this makeup. This is like a makeup robe. We call them this Robe Chronicles. So anyway, that is just something that I kind of wanted to share, but I wanted to kind of pinpoint why, after discussing it with other friends and observations that I've made, why I think that this dynamic works so well. And then I'll allow her to chime in and speak from a mother's perspective as far as our relationship goes. So, I do think that there are a lot of people who are my age who have younger parents. So, my mom is a little bit older. She is old school. So, with that being said, she did have me at 31. To me, that's the normal age, but even growing up and being in elementary school and seeing everybody else's parent, it was just like, Mommy, why don't you look like that? And I'm sure you probably don't even remember that, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, because I say stuff to her and she don't remember, but she remembers that, so it must have stuck with her. But yeah, I wondered like why my mom didn't look young like everybody else's. Then I wanted her to be young, and then I used to get mad that she was older, privately. Then as we aged together, I started noticing that her mindset was going backwards, but not in a bad way. So there are people of her generation who I think they're either completely toxic with their children, or they've managed to figure it out, as far as the difference in the eras. Like even with me and social media, like it's been a task trying to get her to be more interactive, because I think that we could be an amazing duo on social media, but you can't force it. I just kind of do things with her here and there to kind of show her, hey, this is fun. Like it's not as, I don't know, time consuming as it can appear. Some of it can just be fun. Now it can be time consuming, hence the reason why she probably sees that, because I do spend a lot of time on social media geared towards my brand. So a lot of it isn't fun. But at the same time, I find ways to incorporate her so that she could kind of be introduced to this era of social media. Another thing that I think allows us to have a better relationship, and if you didn't catch that point, the point was she's older. That's why I feel like the dynamic is better, because it's a maturity thing. Like, for instance, people who have an 18-year difference, like your mom, and this is no shade because some people have matured and kind of just had to figure it out. But there are some people who were forced to become mothers sooner than they would have planned. And not that they regret motherhood, but it is definitely an issue of maturity. And a lot of times you find people at 40 trying to live their lives. And that's because they couldn't. And even as a single woman at 31, it's kind of like, even now, if I did have a husband and he was talking about a child, in my mindset now, it's just like, whoo, But at the same token, I know if I were with someone, I would definitely want to give him that. But it's a mindset, with that being said. And so I do think that that played a part. But to go back to my next point, I think that her relationship with God has a big part in it. And there's the new age Christians, the people who kind of use it to their, I would say, to their advantage, but then at their leisure at the same time, if that makes sense. But she literally lets it reflect in everything that she does. And as a result, she's slow to anger. Just those small things that make a difference in your Christian walk. So your encounters as a result will reflect your walk. And lastly, I think that because she had a small family, and because although I have family, I don't really feel like I do. It's us against the world type of thing. So we've kind of been forced to feel like, we all we got. And as a result, we live like we all we got. We've been blessed to come across, like my mom's close friend took us in, like even down to her mom. Like that was my grandma because her mom passed when I was like 13 or if not 11. So my other grandma, she helped like keep me and stuff as a child, but then around my middle school years, she relocated to New Jersey. So I didn't really have a grandparent figure. My pop died when I was younger. So my mom's close friends, family really gave me what I needed, even down to like a father figure. My godfather, which is my godmother, which is her close friend, her brother was the father figure for me. So it's just that dynamic that we have of our little family. It's almost like it has to work because we all we got. We don't have anybody else to rely on. We don't have anything or anyone we can just say, if all else fails, I got you. And, a lot of people who have family feel like they can't say that too. I do understand that. But this is kind of like a forced situation. So that is why I think three reasons why I believe our relationship is what it is. What do you think?
I think that's true.
Do you have anything to add on the mother-daughter relationship? Because I did daughter-mother.
Okay. So I think mother-daughter is very important that you try to nurture and foster that close relationship from young. I think that what also facilitates that process, almost makes it a necessity when you become a single mother or a single parent, as I did. So again, when all we had was each other, because I got divorced when she was at a young age, and so it was very important for me to try to establish a way, secure a way, so that she would still feel that she wasn't denied anything.
And I wasn't.
And that life was still good, because
And it was.
I grew up in a single parent household. In the community that I was initially raised in, there were many of us like that. So you see how that can turn and have some unfortunate and even tragic outcomes. And I was determined not to have my daughter or myself become a statistic as a Black woman raising a child by herself. It was also important for us to be close, and for her to realize, as my mother did, that she could rely on me and that she didn't have to go outside of the home, and specifically to any man to think that she would get her needs met. And my mother did the same thing to me. So she provided everything I could possibly need or want when I was growing up. So my first leather coat and my second leather coat and my
Black luxury.
My first mink coat, I mean, it came from Mom, and she made sure that she was there for me.
New Yorkers.
Because she basically said, I don't want you to feel you ever have to lay on your back for something. So
excuse me.
or your side or anywhere else, that it would be available to you through the right and legal and moral means, if you understand what I'm saying.
So that is our little piece that we are sharing on our relationship. Stay tuned. The end of this video is going to have our videos that we did on TikTok incorporating Mommy and Me fashion looks. So y'all stay tuned and I hope you enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Follow White Rabbit. I'm taking potions, call me Alice. Watch me grow taller. Yeah, Rabbit's watches in his pocket. Yeah, he stays late, but he leads me so I